I'm glad that you said that it's not like, not that you're buying something sub 100K, you've got a lot of work to do. Like a lot of people will come and say, Jared, I want to buy a software business and I got 15K, I got 10K. And you've done this, but you're a CTO. You've done this. This is your whole career behind this, and you know what, and you've got investment to put into this smaller asset. Whereas most people, it's 15K is everything they've got, and they want to try and make it work. So if you are in that camp, first and foremost, congratulations, you got 15 grand. It's good. We shouldn't compare ourselves to everybody else because we're all born in different places and have different circumstances. Maybe start with a different asset than getting into Saas, because you need to, like you said, Andrew, you need to force some capital into it, and maybe even more than what you purchased of that. For example, are you open to sharing how much you poured into your first one that you bought for 20 grand, Andrew, and what that was?
Yes. So that one we bought for 25 grand. There were 3 partners, so 25 divided by 3. That was intentional. I just wanted to do this and then wrangled 2 other poor folks to come and partner with me on it. And we bought it, and during diligence, it was in a programming language that I just don't like and think is old, and I'm, kind of a snob about. And we immediately rewrote the whole thing. But I walked into that deal knowing that I'm going to spend an absurd amount of time, Andrew, writing code to rebuild this thing from scratch. And that's what we did. And I don't ever want to do that again. But for the first one, I was like, I'll do whatever it takes, right? Like what is it going to take to, that one, again, we weren't paying for a developer, but I was doing it. So it was like my hours. If it was, an hourly rate, it would have been like, I got paid $1 an hour so far, right? Like we haven't taken any money out of the business, which is a whole nother thing we can talk about too, that the reality is like running these things when stuff goes wrong, and you have to pay for a developer to go and fix things. That's a variable cost that's really hard to predict. And generally speaking, for our tiny ones, we run like slightly negative generally most months, because I think the other part too, and I know we're bouncing all over the place, but like the income with Saas can be super lumpy. So if they ran like a promo deal in February 3 years ago, there's a ton of annual payments that come through in like February, right? But then you're starving by like June, July, right? Nothing's coming in. So I think actually like you look in a Stripe dashboard and it says like your MRR is $2,000, and you're like, sweet, I get $2,000 a month. But no, you do not. You might get like 4,000 some months and like 0 some other months too. And so managing the cash flow in that way is also like, that was one of the bigger surprises too, getting into this space.